Hi everyone. So thank you so much to everyone who commented on my initial vlog post that I did a couple of days ago about my health journey. I've had such a great response. So many people have contacted me saying thank you so much for doing this. The stigma needs to end, and I think whether those people have had or do have invisible illnesses or don't, the general consensus is that everyone agrees that the stigma around invisible illnesses needs to stop. So today I'm going to make it really quick again, and I'm just going to talk about moving house. So as you can probably see, I have recently moved house last week, and as most people will know, I'm pretty sure everyone watching this will have moved house at least once or will know people that have moved house. And I'm pretty sure we can all agree that it is incredibly stressful. It's a really, really, really stressful time for anyone. But the reason why I wanted to jump on today and chat to you about this particular topic with regards to my health is I don't think I realised until a couple of days ago how much harder it is for people like myself who have got invisible illnesses. So, like I mentioned before, I've got both types of lupus. I've got Sjogren's, psoriasis, psoriatic arthritis, can't speak, hypothyroidism, and neutropenia. And I'm having to take a lot of medication for all of that stuff. Now, I'm only 25. This is not a position that I thought I was ever going to have to be in. As many of you know, I'm a voiceover artist and actor, and I studied musical theatre at drama school. So we were doing a lot of dancing, and I've always been very fit and active. And when I was actually diagnosed in 2017, so 3 years ago, I was the fittest I have ever been in my life. I was the healthiest and I was the fittest. So it really can affect anyone. So I guess that little message is for those people that think, oh, well, that's a shame, but it's genetic, or, it's not going to affect me. My condition isn't genetic. It literally came out of nowhere, and they are still trying to discover how and why it appeared. But the results have meant that at the age of 25, I have chronic fatigue. And I'm having to take a lot of medication to control my conditions, my autoimmune conditions, which is fine. And I'm very grateful for the NHS and the medications available. And I have some great doctors looking after me. Really fantastic team of people who work so well with me to help me survive each day. But there's a lot of healing and medication that I can be doing myself that isn't necessarily tablet form. Quite a lot of people have suggested meditation, and that's something that I need to look into, and a lot of other people have suggested yoga, and that's something that I personally find quite helpful. But I think I didn't realize until a couple of days ago, maybe 4 or 5 days into the whole moving house situation, how much more stressful and how much more of an impact it has on people like myself who suffer with chronic fatigue or invisible illnesses. Now, like I said, when people move house, it is incredibly stressful. We all know that. Everyone gets shattered. There's boxes everywhere. It's stressful. Everyone's tired. Probably don't have a full fridge or a full cupboard. And I think that moving in a pandemic has made it even more tricky because I'm still not able to go into a shop. So in terms of getting food and things, I haven't been able to do that. I'm very lucky. I have some great parents and family and friends around me that are supplying me with food and getting my medication and food and stuff like that. But I think that, I guess my main message to everyone is be kind to yourself. And I know I kind of said that in the last opening message as well, but you really do have to be kind to yourself. I understand that everyone with invisible illnesses are all different people. We all have our own personality and we all deal with things in different ways. So I can only speak from a personal point of view of how it has affected me. And I'm not saying that the way that I have reacted and the way that it has affected me is the same way that it will affect all people with invisible illnesses. But I wanted to share this and share my little journey over the last couple of days and how it has affected me and what I've been thinking and how I've had to deal with it, in case it helps anyone else, or it speaks to anyone else, or it relates to anyone else. And if it doesn't, that's okay, because there are going to be some people out there with invisible illnesses that react the same way that I have done. And so I guess I'm trying to help educate those people that don't have invisible illnesses, and those that do, that everyone deals with things in different ways. So we just need to be kind. And if people snap, it's not necessarily something against you. There's usually a deeper meaning to it. And actually, when people snap at you, it usually means that they care about you a bit more, because they feel comfortable to be able to snap around you compared to a complete stranger. So I just want people to think about these things in a different way. You know, try and look behind the obvious signs that are initially there, and try and see a little bit deeper to someone that is maybe screaming out for help in just a non-obvious way, or someone that just needs you to be there and just needs patience and time, which I understand is a very hard thing to do, but that's my main message. So the way that I've reacted is I got incredibly stressed. I don't like people touching my stuff. I don't. I'm a bit of a control freak in that sense. I like things to be nice and neat, and I like it to be all in its right place. And I know that there's some people that are going to think that that is absolutely nuts. But for me, knowing where everything is and knowing that it's all neat and tidy and it looks pretty is what makes me feel calm. I'm a highly organized person, and I love to know where everything is, even if it's an organized mess. And a lot of people will know what I mean about organized mess. I like it to be organized. So I found it incredibly stressful moving to a place where I didn't know where anything was. I didn't know where anything was. All my stuff was everywhere. And when I needed to try and find something, although I'd labeled every box and bag going, I just still couldn't find things. I lost my front door key, for goodness sake. My brain turned to mush. And the stress, for me personally, stress is a trigger for lupus. So I've had another lupus flare. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but I get a discoid rash, which is like a butterfly rash, which comes up about here. It's like a circular ring, and it doesn't hurt. It just is a visual thing that doesn't look very nice. A bit like paint peeling on the wall, you know? It doesn't affect anything. It just isn't aesthetically pleasing. So I found it incredibly stressful. That triggered my lupus, and as a result, it then triggered my chronic fatigue, and I was exhausted. But some people would deal with that as in they would just go, okay, I'm going to take a week off and I'm just going to slowly get through everything. But I wanted to fight that urge of being exhausted, and I wanted to feel normal. And I found myself actually getting upset and crying many times because I felt like I wasn't normal. I kept saying to friends and family, I kept saying, I'm 25 and I can't move house. I'm not normal. Why am I so tired? This is ridiculous. And I was getting very negative and beating myself up, big time beating myself up. And I was trying to fight and push through this tiredness and this fatigue. And as a result, I was getting more tired and more fatigued, and everything was becoming worse. And it got to a point where last Sunday, I spent most of the day on this sofa shaking because my body had gone into overdrive, and I'd forgotten to be kind to myself. I'd forgotten to give myself time. I'd forgotten that my body is working in overdrive just to sit on this sofa. And it hit me on Tuesday, and I realized, and I was like, wow, I'm always telling people to be kind to themselves, and yet I didn't do that. In that moment of moving house, my brain took over, everything went out the window, and I just went into automatic pilot overdrive. And as a result, I've had to take a step back, and things are still everywhere. I've still got boxes in front of me, and I've had to realize that that's okay. Just because I'm 25 and I've found it exhausting to move house, and I found it tiring and stressful, and I found it confusing, I guess, that I haven't been able to sort everything, because in the past Helena, the past me has been able to. So I found it exhausting, and I think that that is just where I wanted to send a little message out to everyone. It might not necessarily be moving house, but any form of stressful situation, just remember to take a step back, look at it from an outsider point of view, and be kind to yourself. So, as always, if you've got any questions, please do write them in the box below. I would love to connect with other people and talk about this openly. And as always, I'm here to answer any questions, but I'm also here for everyone if they want to rant or find out anything else. Please do follow me on Instagram and share this with other people, because it is only by sharing and connecting and talking that we can beat the stigma around invisible illnesses. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and enjoy the wonderful weather, and be careful. But yes, be kind to yourself and have a lovely week.